More often than not, I get a very common question a lot on Discord, TikTok, and our Twitch streams, and that question happens to be, hey, I'm a new DM, got any tips? It's a question that I honestly love to answer, but I just don't have the time to answer the question as in-depth as I would like to in those select moments, so I figured, let's make a video about it. Hey everyone, I'm Brandon the DM and welcome to the Cast, and today I'm going over my top 5 tips for new DMs. Number 1 I would say is just to have some confidence. You're diving into something that's probably relatively new to you, and it can come with some anxiety and some stress. But there's nothing wrong with that, because becoming a good DM sometimes takes practice, and what better way to practice than to start DMing? If your party knows that you're a first-time DM, then chances are they're going to understand and probably take their time with you and even help you learn along the process. Chances are there's probably a DM that's in your party that's taking the chance to be a player so that way you can DM or so they can play, and don't be afraid to ask them for help or questions or tips. Be confident, keep your head up, and learn from any mistakes that you make. As you continue to grow as a dungeon master, you start to develop your own DM style, and that brings us to tip number 2. Now, this is something that might take a couple sessions or even a whole campaign for you to fully develop. Coming up with your own style should be unique and something that you're proud of. Having your own DMing style sets a good standard for what kind of campaign that you're going to run and for what your players should expect. Maybe you enjoy super in-depth roleplay and are very articulate with your words and your descriptions, or maybe you just want to sit back and relax and have a lighthearted adventure with a lot of meta jokes. How you go about this is completely up to you. You can take inspirations from some of your favorite DMs to implement into your style, or come up with your own style all on your own. It's really whatever you prefer. When you start to develop your own Dungeon Master style, chances are you're going to start developing your own plans and routines for your campaigns. Which brings me to tip number 3, have a plan. Some DMs like to have every encounter, interaction, and location planned out before they go into a session, where some DMs like to have just a skeleton of what could happen so that the campaign is more open world and based on player decisions. There's pros and cons to both of these, but neither is a wrong choice. Are you wanting to run a game that's more streamlined? Well, then you might have to do a little more prep work beforehand to make sure things go smoothly. Or maybe you want to go the sandbox route and allow the world to develop around your players' decisions, which in case has less planning involved, but at the same time it requires more improvisation from you. Like I said, there's no wrong decision here, but regardless of whichever method you choose to do, or even your own method, you should still have some sort of plan in place. Having some sort of an idea of what the party's going to do or what you're going to do is definitely going to make your life a lot easier. Now, going along with having a plan comes with a very important tip, which is number 4, have a session 0. Developing your plan can be a lot easier when all of your players are on the same page. Having a session 0 can be very helpful because it's going to allow you to let your players express what kind of campaign they want to play, that way you know what to plan for. Also, you can find out what people are and aren't comfortable with in D&D, and maybe even some more information that you didn't even think of. The thing about D&D, at least to me, is it's collaborative storytelling that's determined by dice rolls and roleplay, and it takes a party and a DM to do that. So having the DM and the party on the same page is going to make the campaign that much more fun and just that much more smooth. So long story short, if you have everybody on the same page, then chances are you're all going to have a good time because everybody has the same common goal. And speaking of common goals, and last but not least, the last tip is just roll with it and have fun. Chances are you're probably not going to remember every single rule of D&D regardless of whatever edition you're playing. Sometimes you're going to have to make a ruling on the fly, and that's okay. And sometimes you're even going to get that ruling wrong, which is also fine as long as everybody's having a good time. Just learn from it, move on, and keep having fun. If you see that you're having a good time and your players are having a good time, then is it really that big of a deal if you mess up a couple rules here and there? I mean, that's what it's all about, is having fun, right? Some of the most memorable moments from D&D can come from the DM or even players making a mistake, but again, as long as everybody's having a good time, then just keep rolling with it. Keep it fun, come up with stuff on the fly, and enjoy the story that you're crafting with your friends. So there you go, everybody. There's my top 5 tips for new DMs. I hope that you maybe learned something from this, or maybe you just wanted to see, my thought process that goes behind DMing. Thank you, everybody, so much for helping the channel hit 10K subscribers. It's really, really cool, and I really appreciate it. If you haven't already, make sure you like the video and subscribe. If you want to join the Discord, the link is down in the bio, and we have a super fun time in the Discord server. And don't forget, last but not least, our current Kickstarter, Benji's Guide to Rentooki Island, is currently live on Kickstarter. The link is also in the bio. Thank you so much, everybody. We'll see you next time on the Cast.